from the Mike Eisenstadt live performance studio here at WMNF in Tampa. This is the Live Music Showcase. I'm Bill Dudley. We got a great band on the show today. You're going to want to get up and dance when you hear these guys. It's Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. They're our guests on today's Live Music Showcase from WMNF. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Bill.
Start off with a song, if you
Sure,
would.
yeah. This one's called Little Yellow Leaf.
Take me back to North Carolina, where the rivers run and the butterfly play. Sweet to smell a bit of wild mountain flowers, where won't a rest come judgment day. Oh, see that little yellow leaf that's falling. Do believe something over me is calling. What's that rattle, steals fish from singing that train as far as she'll go. Little yellow leaf got me thinking about home, getting back to my baby. Cotton clouds are catching in the branches. The trees I found built up on the bed. Sleepy little town is closing up a dreaming, counting their blessings and bowing their heads. Whoa, see that little yellow leaf that's falling. Do believe something over me is calling. What's that ramble, steals vision home, singing that train as far as she'll go. Little yellow leaf got me thinking about home, getting back to my baby. Road winds through the ash and the pines, bound to wait for the box or the burn. Get line, roll the gears to be grinding. They're picking out the timber for your turn. Oh yeah. See that little yellow leaf is falling. I do believe something over me is calling. What's that rattle, steals fish wrong, singing that train as far as she'll go. Little yellow leaf got me thinking about home, getting back to my baby. Here we go.
Hey, nice one to start off with, you guys.
Thank you.
A good opener. That's so important in the radio biz, you know. Hey, we got Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. Let's go ahead and meet them.
Sure.
Dean Johanesen, the guy in the middle. If you're watching us on Facebook, which you should be, Facebook, go to facebook.com/LMSWMNF, and you can watch this show live, even as it's happening. Pretty exciting, huh?
That is, yeah.
Dean Johanesen, our leader today, and introduce the other guys in the band here.
Sure. This is Mark Pezzo on upright bass, right over here.
Nice to
If you didn't know what an upright bass was. Max Kelly on percussion, playing the super cajon, which he built himself.
Yes, yes, yes.
Say hi, Max.
Hey guys.
Johanesen.
Johanesen.
Yes. Thank you.
You
I
know,
didn't
I've
even,
been
I didn't
saying-
even catch it.
I've been saying that wrong for the last 15 years.
That's all right. I've been saying Pezzo wrong for the last however long I've known him.
It's
Probably
fine.
15 years.
It's fine.
Okay, Dean Johanesen. And Dean spells that Johanesen.
And he's Italian, if you can believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll believe anything at this point.
We're just that kind of band.
So
That's right.
give us the little short story about the band, got together, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, so I went solo a number of years ago, and
I remember
then-
that.
Yeah, and then started writing music in sort of like a swing style, and was looking for artists to play with me. I was applying to songwriter festivals, but I wanted to do music festivals, and a lot of them wanted more of a band setup. So Pezzo was one of the first ones I reached out to because we got along so well in the Human Condition, and it was not too hard to convince him to buy an upright bass. So that was definitely the sound that I was looking for this, and I think it works great. And then Max and I have played together in different rumba and Latin formations, and some of the sound check stuff that I would do would be the swing stuff, and he would kind of tap along on the cajon with the brushes, and I was like, oh, this would be great
Now,
for...
the cajon is the big box that he's
Exactly,
sitting
yeah.
on. You folks watching us on TV, he's sitting on a box, and he plays the box in all different kinds of ways. Plus, he's got a little set of drums and things, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's
Sure.
have another song.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do a old Louis Jordan tune called Ain't Nobody Here But Us Chickens.
One night Farmer Brown was taking the air, locked up the barley with the greatest of care. Down in the hen house, something stirred. He hollered, "Who's there?" And this is what he heard: "Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Ain't nobody here at all. Quiet yourself, stop that fussing. Ain't nobody here but us. Chickens trying to sleep, and you bust in. Hobble, 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 all with your chin. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Ain't nobody here at all. Stomping around, shaking the ground, kicking up an awful dust. Chickens down and sleep, and you bust in. Hobble, 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 oh, it's a sin. Tomorrow is a busy day, we got things to do. Eggs to lay, ground to dig, and work to scratch. It takes a lot of sitting, getting chicks to hatch. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Ain't nobody here at all. Calm yourself, stop that fuss. Ain't nobody here but us. Chickens trying to sleep, and you bust in. And hobble, 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 off with your chin. Tomorrow is a busy day, we got things to do. Eggs to lay, ground to dig, and worm to scratch. Takes a lot of sitting, getting chicks got you. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Ain't nobody here at all. Stomping around, shaking the ground, kicking up an awful dust. Kindly point that gun the other way, and hobble, 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 hobble off and hit the hay, hey, boss man. It's easy pickings. Ain't nobody home but us chickens.
Nice job, boys.
Yeah. Good old swing tune from the 40s, I think.
Sure, yeah, I
right?
think so, yeah.
We got Dean Johanesen and 24 Hour Men, our guests on today's live music showcase here. Mark Perfetti is the man who's making it
Mixing
sound
it up.
really good, doing the mixing. Yeah, thanks to Mark. He's assisted today by Yumiko Thomas and Mr. Joe Remo. And I'll get to that. We've also, on the video portion of the show, Bob Hoke is the guy who's directing this whole thing. We have the Connorses. We have Marcy Connors and Tom Connors. We've got Ed Lehman on the cameras, those three. And also we have makeup by Marcy Connors. And also we also have...
Take the credit.
In the
Take it.
house, we have our YouTube producer, Richard Stone, is in the house today, making a personal appearance here at WMNF, and we're happy to see him any old time. This here radio/TV show is produced by Steve Arduango, and you can get in touch with us here at the show. Just send us an email at livemusic@wmnf.org. If you want to talk to Steve right now in the control room, you can give him a call on the request/studio line at 813-239-9663 or send him a email right now during the show at dj@wmnf.org. Well, I don't know. I didn't say anything about requesting. You guys are the ones playing the music.
I appreciate that.
I'm just here running my mouth. But anyway, so let's have another tune, and then we'll come back and kind of talk more about the music itself.
This is an original tune called The Road.
Ready? It ain't about the destination. I'm bending miles left to go, yeah. City, country, state, or nation. Road to come a journey home. Set my sights on the horizon. Every night I shoot the moon. Passing days I'm realizing it's the road ahead that gets you through. There's no rest for the weary, and I have so much more to learn. Lighting both ends of that candle, working hard to beat the burn. We're all standing in the shadows, those that blaze a trail before. Fire sparked by the desire to reach out to something more. Well, I don't question my direction. I know the reason that I roam. City, country, state, or nation, a road to come, a journey home. City, country, state, or nation, a road to come, a journey home. There's no rest for the weary, and I have so much more to learn. Lighting both ends of that candle, I'm working hard to beat the burn. It ain't about the destination, I'm bending miles left to go, yeah. City, country, state, or nation, a road to come, a journey home. City, country, state, or nation, a road to come, a journey home.
Yeah, you got them. They're live right here in the studio here at WMNF in Tampa. Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. Want to check out the website for these guys, deanjohanesen.com, and he spells that Johanesen. Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. So check them out. They've got a bunch of gigs coming up too. We'll tell you about those a little bit later on. But
sure.
So you were talking about how you were in the band. Last time you were on the show, I guess, was with the band, right?
Probably. I might have done one solo session
after
you did. I left the band. I think you and I had a thing here.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
So whatever possessed you to get into this kind of music? Swingy kind of raggy stuff like this.
I don't know.
It sounds really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. I think Circus Queen was a song that was like the first song I wrote in that vein, and then I started writing kind of a concept idea about the history of the circus and sideshow and the Prohibition and the Depression and all that. And then a couple of people had mentioned Django Reinhardt, and I started listening to Django Reinhardt stuff. And
you were conscious of that before that, though.
I wasn't actually. No,
right.
I kind of was into like bebop, like Thelonious Monk and Joe Pass and that kind of stuff early on, and then I got into rock bands and kind of gave all that up, and then I sort of have come back full circle, I think, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But the swing stuff is I just love it. And as a solo artist, I wasn't used to people dancing, but when I started doing these kinds of songs and playing, people were actually starting to dance at the shows, and I love that interaction that you have with a live audience where they're actually responding to the music, and then you're setting your pace according to how they're dancing, and it's just a great relationship, and so I'm kind of obsessed with that side of it.
So now people can swing dance to your music.
Exactly, yeah.
That's right.
And we love that. That's our favorite thing right now.
Yeah.
You know, I have another theory though about how he got into this. Dean likes to write songs that tell stories,
Uh-huh.
and so even when we were doing more of the sort of acoustic rock stuff, you know, a lot of the songs told really good stories. And if you go back to the 30s and 40s, there's a lot of interesting stories about stuff back there. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of history in the songs if you listen closely.
Well, I used to do a big band show on this very radio station.
Oh, cool.
It's what turned into the live music show case in 1996.
Cool.
So so I started out playing all that kind of stuff. You know,
Nice.
all that
Have to get in your brain a little bit.
yeah, kind of groovy stuff
Maybe you
from
can direct us a little.
the 30s and 40s, and you know, it's funny because I started out doing the show in the 1920s. You know, I mean, I started playing the music
You're
of
not
the
that
1920s.
You're not that old.
I believe almost everything you say with that velvet voice, but not that.
Well, right after the Spanish-American War. But I started out playing a lot of late 20s and early 30s music, and by the end of the time that I was on the air for like 15 years. I was doing like jump blues
Right.
from the 40s and 50s, so I sort of progressed.
Yeah.
Actually, that's happening to us too.
We can totally relate to that as well.
Yeah.
We're incorporating a lot of, like with the Louis Jordan stuff is not really the Texas swing stuff, is not really the Django Reinhardt stuff, but there's this path that happens, and it all seems to work together somehow.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Well, do us another song. You're going to do a standard
Sure.
next. Coming up here.
Yeah. Old standard called Sweet Sue, Just You. Ready, boys?
Every little star above knows the one I love is you, Sweet Sue. In the moon up high knows the reason why it's you, Sweet Sue. One else it seems I've been shared my dreams. Without you, dear, I'm not sure what I'd do. In this heart of mine, you'll live all the time, Sweet Sue, just you. It seems I've been shared my dreams. Without you, dear, I'm not sure what I'd do. In this heart of mine, you'll live all the time, Sweet Sue, just you, Sweet Sue, just you, Sweet Sue, just you.
Sounds good, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men, our guests on today's live music showcase here from WMNF 88.5. You can be watching this thing live on Facebook. Just type in LMS WMNF, as in live music showcase, right?
Oh, that's what it
And
says.
then later on,
figure that
this
out.
afternoon or this
Whole
evening,
time.
you can watch it on our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel also, and that the address of the YouTube channel is WMNF 885 FM. That'll get you to our channel. Richard Stone, our YouTube producer, will have it up this evening sometime, and you can watch it in perpetuity on YouTube.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. So in the band, Dean Johanesen on the vocals, and he's playing one of those crazy Australian guitars. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, just like Tommy
Maiden
Emmanuel.
Matone, yeah.
How do you pronounce the name of that guitar? Matone.
Yeah, I hear varying. I hear Maiden and Matone, but
Yeah.
I just love it. Whatever they call it. I
Well, it's
love
good
it.
for Tommy. It's good enough
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
I see. Max Kelly is here on percussion, and Mark Pezzo on bass, doing a great job. What a band.
Thank
So Max Kelly on percussion.
Yeah.
I told him that you were playing this box called a cajon. Is that the proper name of that thing?
Yeah, that is. It is a cajon.
Yeah, and you made this particular one, right? Your own design.
It's my own design, yeah, because I played a number of them that didn't have quite the bass end that I wanted, but I also wanted one. I typically play Latin percussion, and one that is big enough to be a throne, so when I'm sitting at my other drums, it gives me the height I need.
Yeah, you're a tall guy, so you need to have one that was a little
Right,
a little
right.
taller than the average
Right.
one. Then you've got a little looks like a snare drum there.
So yeah, it's actually timbal, is that you would hear in a Latin setup, but this gives me kind of it's got sort of the tone that you'd hear back in the 40s of little, the real accent
Real
drums.
tight little drum.
Yeah.
And then you've got a bunch of other stuff. Oh, play the vibra slap thing.
You want to hear the vibra slap?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone wants to hear the vibra slap. There it
Oh,
is. There
man.
it is. Okay, that's always fun.
And now, the folks that are watching on TV, I don't know if you get a shot of his feet. Each one of his feet has a separate instrument strapped onto his shoe. So you got your little tambourine sounding thing on one foot. And what's that thing on the other foot?
It's actually just a shaker that you would normally play with your hand, but I got it on my feet there.
Yeah.
So just trying to keep every limb going.
And now your hat is hanging on there. Do you play that also?
I don't. That's just kind of the theme of the band. It's
Oh,
sort of
I
a
see.
hat
Okay.
thing coming from our leader.
The hat thing, yeah. Okay.
Max walks off a lot, so we put those on his feet so we knew where he was.
He hasn't
So-
killed a mouse or a bird in a long time either.
And you're playing with big brushes.
So yeah, so I don't, playing cajon with brushes is a pretty different thing. Some people do it, but it really has a nice sound, versus typically you're playing it as a hand drum. But
Right.
especially in this ensemble, the brushes really have this kind of nice old swing feel.
Well, it works great. Works
you.
great. Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men here on the Live Music Showcase from WMNF. Once again, if you want to get in touch with us during the show or leave a message or make a comment, DJ at WMNF.org or call us at 813-239-9663. Say hi to Steve. So they got a bunch of gigs coming up. We'll tell you about those, but let's have another song first.
Sure.
You're going to do another old song.
Yeah,
Coming
this
up
one,
next,
Max brought this one to us actually. It's an old tune called Brazil. Ready?
Brazil, our hearts were entertaining you. We stood beneath the amber moon and whispered softly, someday soon we'll kiss and cling together. Then tomorrow was another day. Boredom found me miles away, but still a million things to say. And when twilight brings the stars above, and calling what's left of our love, there's one thing that I'm certain of: return I will to old Brazil. and softly someday soon we kiss and cling together. Then tomorrow was another day. The morning found me miles away, with still a million things to say. And when twilight brings the stars above, we're calling what's left of our love. There's one thing that I'm certain of: return I will to old Brazil.
Let it ring.
Let it ring.
Let it ring.
Let it ring. Let it hang.
Live Music Showcase here from WMNF in Tampa. I'm Bill Dudley, and today on the show we got Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. He spells that Johanesen. You're looking him up on Google. Oh, there's a note being passed in the door here. Right?
Bye.
If this says play Freebird, I'm going to be really upset.
How about Foggy Mountain Breakdown?
That's a better request.
Let's see here. Susie said, "They got me grooving."
All right.
right.
We'll
Thank you,
take it.
Susie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susie.
Yeah. So, we've got a bunch of gigs coming up. You can see these guys in person, support live music in your neighborhood. And they've also got a new CD coming out, or is it out?
It's out, yeah. We recorded, we do a speakeasy Prohibition-themed event at the Hideaway Cafe in St. Pete two times a year.
Okay.
Everybody dresses up in 20s and 30s attire, and we have live art that we auction off at the end of the night. And we recorded one of the last shows, and it came out pretty good. So we had Steve Connolly mix it and master it up for us, and put that out just recently
Okay.
at the last Hideaway gig that we did.
So this is a fairly new band, so I imagine that's your only
Yeah.
CD you've got out at this
Yep.
time. Maybe you'll
Yeah.
do another one.
Yeah, our first gig together was 2016 at the Folk Fest in St. Pete. That was the
Okay.
first time we played together, I believe. Maybe before that, but that was like the first festival gig that we
I think
did.
that was it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So you want to run down some of your upcoming gigs here? I mean, I've got
Yeah.
it on my cheat sheet if you want me to help you
Yeah,
there.
you can help me if I forget anything for
So
sure.
you're doing a solo thing tonight. So
Yeah, tonight down at Sterling Wine in Dunedin.
Mm-hmm.
I play there every fourth Friday of the month from 8 to 11 o'clock. That's a
Okay.
great spot. A lot
Yeah.
of great local artists play there too.
That's at 461 Main Street in Dunedin. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
and then
the Street of Dreams birthday party, which is part of the reason why we put a lot of these older standards together, because we wanted to, reach into the theme a little bit more too for this birthday party. So that's September 10th at Ella's.
that's the WMNF 39th birthday party,
Yeah.
Monday, September 10th.
Yeah,
At Ella's Americana Folk Art Cafe, to give it its proper name.
that's
at,
right. Yeah, it's a mouthful.
5119 North Nebraska. You can call here at WMNF or go to WMNF.org, get more info on that. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then you got another gig coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, end of this month we play at Mango Bistro, August 31st. It's the last Friday. We do every fifth weekend of the month. We play at Mango down in Inglewood, and so they've been a great support to us, and we love going down there and playing.
You guys live down in that neck of the woods, don't you?
Max does.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in Parrish,
Parrish?
just north of Sarasota.
I didn't know anybody actually lived in
Yeah, well, yeah, I got out of there somehow.
Okay.
Just for this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, near Sarasota, Palmetto area,
Uh-huh.
and Pezzo
I live in St. Pete.
is in St. Pete.
Yeah, wow. Okay, well, that's not too far from each other if you have to practice.
Yeah, well, that's the great part about this group too, is it's pretty low volume. So most of the rehearsals are either in my living room or in Max's living room. So
Yeah, that helps
that's
a
been
lot.
fantastic. Saves
really
a lot of money on
That's
rehearsal
really a
studio
good
time.
thing. Yeah, yeah. So, what's in the future? What do you got? More stuff lined up? You gonna?
Yeah, hopefully we'll keep gigging. We're starting to try to find more venues that would be suited to what we do, and so we're thinking about that, and hopefully a studio record as well as having the live thing out, and we're just gonna keep plugging away at it. Maybe writing some more songs, hopefully.
I think you got an original coming up next.
I do, yeah. This one's called the Love Me Tender Blues. It's actually about a I was at a Mississippi Songwriter Festival, and I had gone 2 or 3 years in a row, and they invited me to stay for free this 1 year, and they said, we'll put you up in a room, and this will be great, and I was, oh, this is awesome, And the hotel where everybody kind of stays is Elvis used to visit there, and he had his own room. The second story was like 3 rooms that were
Don't
his.
tell me they put you up in the Elvis room.
Well, it's funny you should say that. they offer me this room, and they say you'll have a roommate, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great, So I get into there, and I realize it's an Elvis room, and I'm just freaking out. It's just awesome. And then they open the door, and it's the Love Me Tender suite with like heart-shaped pillows that say Love Me Tender. So this other songwriter and I wound up sharing this Love Me Tender suite together that we had never met each other before or anything, and I didn't actually, in my head, I didn't think about it because I was so used to being in bands, and a lot of times it's 5 guys hanging out in a hotel room and you just pass out wherever you can,
Yeah.
I curled myself up on one side of the bed, and when
you're in the same bed with this
no,
other guy.
well, I got there first, and he wasn't coming in till that night, so I made sure I was like rolled up on my side, and gave him room if he needed to stay. So when I woke up, he was in a pile on the floor underneath the table, with the blankets. And then we did a song poll later that night, and we were joking around, and he was saying that he was using that as a ploy to get more money while he was there because he wanted to have his own room instead of sharing the Love Me Tender suite.
Yeah.
So that's where this song came from.
Beggars can't be choosers, so they say. I'm grateful for the offer in every way. A roommate, that's just fine, but somewhere we crossed the line. Love me tender, that's alright, I'll be just fine. The king was here, I feel his presence in the room. Girls in Mississippi surely swoon. Well, I bet they pined for more as they waited outside that door. Love me tender, that's alright, I'll take the floor. I don't wanna be your teddy bear. You can walk those fingers right out of my hair. I won't leave you crying, 'cause I'd rather be a lion. Lions ain't the kind you love enough. These walls have ears, so let me clearly say, I'm not lonesome tonight, and I won't be for the rest of this stay. I think I'll open up these blinds, and let's keep suspicious minds. Love me tender, no offense, you're not my kind. Don't wanna be your teddy bear. You can walk those fingers right out of my hair. I'll only leave you crying, 'cause I'd rather be a lion. Lions ain't the kind you love enough. One thing before we go our separate ways. Let's agree that this is where our story stays. Unless one of us writes a song and the King's Court helps it jog real strong. Well, 50,000 Elvis fans can't be wrong, right? I don't wanna be your teddy bear. You can walk those fingers right out of my hair. Only leave you crying, 'cause I'd rather be a lion. Lions ain't the kind you love enough. A roommate, that's just fine, but somewhere we crossed the line. Love me tender, that's alright, I'll be just fine.
Headphones are falling off the whole time.
Another story song from Dean Johanesen.
Yes, indeed.
And the 24-hour men here on the Live Music Showcase from WMNF in Tampa. Mark Perfetti is our mixologist today and every week on the show.
Always a pleasure.
Today he's assisted by Yumiko Thomas and Joe Remo. And we've got Richard Stone, our YouTube producer, making a personal appearance here on the show today. We got our camera people. Got Marcy and Tom Connors and Ed Lehman. Bob Hoke is the director of this here TV portion of our show. You can watch the show at Facebook. Just type in LMS WMNF. They're handing me a note here. Oh, lots of stuff. It says, Uncle Phil said you have been practicing.
That's the guy that runs the Sarasota Farmers Market, and that's the joke that he'll come up when I'm about to finish a tune, and I'll finish the song, and in front of anybody who's there, he'll be like, sounds like you've been practicing.
Yeah, well, good.
Love Uncle Phil. He's a good guy.
We also heard from Bob Whitmore. It says, hey, Django, you need a Stefan. Enjoying the music, thank you, he said.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We have one on the recording.
Yeah, the recording actually has a violin player named Jason Baker on it.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
The part of the thought was too is that if we can get the core of this group, the trio is like really nice and solid, we can start inviting people out to play horns
that's great.
or violin or whatever.
Yeah, definitely do that. Well, Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men are guests on today's Live Music Showcase here from WMNF Community Radio in Tampa. Mark Pezzo on the bass. Man, you're doing a killer job on the bass.
Thanks.
You're all over it. Well, I say that because I hear a lot.
States that's illegal.
I hear a lot of people going thump, 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 thump.
I'm just trying to find the note.
And you're kind of the opposite of that.
Just trying to figure out where that is.
So, what's your background in music and the whole thing?
Well, I started out wanting to actually be in radio and recording, and I went to music school for semester and played trumpet at the time, and then I realized that I was not as good as like the real kids. So so I sold the trumpet, I bought a bass amp, and I majored in psychology. So
it all seems to work. And that's what you're doing now.
Yeah, and I am, unlike Max, I am not a tall guy. So, but unfortunately, this thing only comes in one size. So.
Yeah, well, that's a nice one, too.
Thanks.
A nice blonde one.
Yeah, lights up. Oh,
Yeah.
you have that turned on?
You didn't have it lit?
Oh, no, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it sounds really good. I
Thanks.
really appreciate it. Good, solid bass. And with this band, it's only 3 guys. You got to be really solid.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
sounds great. Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men. Go to the website. You can check them out, deanjohanesen.com. And in case you want to know how to spell that, DEAN JOHANESEN. It's a Swedish name, isn't it?
Scandinavian, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
those
it's my
countries.
my grandfather's side of the family, Johannesens, and then my father's side of the family is Scafidi, so he wasn't that far off with the Italian part.
Yeah. I think you've got another old standard tune coming up for us next.
Yes,
New standard.
This
A
is
new standard.
a Lyle Lovett tune. Lyle's going to be in town, and I thought we'd play a Lyle Lovett tune. Who's he playing with? Robert Earl Keen, I believe,
Yeah.
at Ruth
Yes.
Eckerd. So, gosh, I'm going to go see that. But anyway, he's one of my favorite songwriters. This one's called She's No Lady.
She hates my mama, she hates my daddy too. She loves to tell me how much she hates the things I do. She loves to lie beside me almost every night. She's no lady, she's my wife. A preacher asked her, and she said, I do. The preacher asked me, and she said, yes, he does too. The preacher said, I pronounce you 99 to life, son. She's no lady, she's your wife. And I can't remember how I met her. Seems like she's always just been hanging here on my right arm. And ever. Thought that I just couldn't live without a woman's charm. Even though she likes the smell of French perfume, and even though she walks around in high-heeled shoes, all I know is I'm the one who pays her price. She's no lady, she's my wife. It's my daddy too. She loves to tell me how much she hates the things I do. She loves to lie beside me almost every night. She's no lady, she's my wife. She's no lady, she's your wife. She's no lady, she's your wife.
Music from Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men, Max Kelly on percussions, and Mark Pezzo on the big upright bass. Not the little tiny bass, but the big bass.
The big bass.
The big bass. And they're our guests on today's live music showcase here from WMNF in Tampa, the station that dares to bring you this kind of music in the middle of the afternoon. More people want to
Look out.
More people want to talk.
All those guys that stopped playing.
Yeah, Christine Moore. You know Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah, she called. She says, tell the band to play Baby Got Back. And also she says, Dean can never keep a straight face when he does it.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Thank you for the request, though, Christine.
Well, maybe you'll do
Live
something
show,
else.
maybe.
Maybe you'll do
maybe
something
a
else
live-
that she
We do
likes.
actually know that song. So.
You can watch this show on Facebook Live right now, even as we speak at Facebook, and just go to Facebook, type in LMS WMNF, and it's coming to you live from the Mike Eisenstadt Performance Studio here at WMNF in Tampa. We've got about 10 minutes to go in the show.
Okay.
I see you've got about 12 more songs on the list here. Do you think you could do like one chorus of each one?
Yeah.
Just
We'll
kidding.
do a medley.
Just kidding. What's this
No,
one
we're
coming
fine
up?
with a couple more. We'll
Got an
throw-
original song coming
yeah,
up for us?
exactly. Yeah. We'll do one called You and Me Tonight. Ready, boys?
lost highway, train ain't coming, might as well stay with me, baby, tonight. Bring you flowers and sing you a song by the light of the moon, dance along and sway with me tonight. Whoa, in the morning the birds wing, flutter along just like my heart beats, waking the needs from a love so strong, dear. And it seems to me the whole world is singing our song. Oh. Watch just how those willows sway. They used to weep, but not today. They see you and me. Well, alright. Then the old gray mare has dyed her hair, picked up the steps and she's smiling there for me and you tonight. Whoa, the afternoon sunshine longs to be near the cool of the moon at night. It's short of the sea, there's desire and longing. We're reaching the beat, we'll possibly be wrong. Oh, da 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 da, ba 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 ba. You and me tonight. Da 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 da, ba 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 ba. You and me tonight. All right.
Short
Sometimes
but
you have
sweet
sweaty
there.
hands, yeah. Thank you.
It's good thing your headphones didn't fall off right at the beginning of the song.
You know, sometimes that happens.
Well, I don't know if your folks who are listening very carefully out there will notice that Dean Johannesen's playing two kinds of guitars at the same time. And but in order to do that, he has to be able to hear the one that he just recorded on his loop. So,
Yep.
yeah,
That's all right.
that wouldn't have worked out too well.
No. That'll give it a chance to play two more instead of 15 or whatever. Instead of one.
Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men are our guests on today's live music showcase here from WMNF. This show happens every Friday afternoon at 2:06, and you can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on YouTube later on this evening, courtesy of our YouTube producer, Richard Stone. And you can listen to the show again at WMNF.org anytime you want. And there's probably 2 or 3 other ways to hear it, too, that I don't even know about. But it's happening. It's really happening.
They're creating that right now.
Yeah, tell your friends about the show. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Please do all those things. And if you really feel so motivated, you might want to hit up the old tip jar at WMNF.org. Leave a tax-deductible contribution to WMNF Community Radio. We could always use your help. We got about 5 minutes. Let's do. You want to do like a little medley? You do one tune, go right into another one, and then we'll fade out. Then the folks who are watching on Facebook will see the whole thing, but they'll fade it out on on the air. But
Or
what do we do?
Ain't Misbehaving in Red Eye?
No,
while they're talking about this, I'd like to thank Mark
Miles
Perfetti,
in
who
Red Eye?
mixed it up
Miles.
today, assisted by
Miles.
Joe Remo and Yumiko
Miles.
Thomas. Marcy and Tom Connors on the cameras with Ed Lehman and Bob Hoke directing. Steve Arduango produces this show. You can get in touch with us at livemusic@WMNF.org. So you're going to do that? You're going to do a medley of a couple of tunes?
We'll do. We'll see what we can get through. We might be able to get at least one more in, maybe
Yeah.
1.5.
Yeah, we'll just go from one right into the other
Gotcha.
one there. And we'll see you next time you're on the
All
show.
right.
And
Thanks so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Oh,
Appreciate
it's been really a
Thank you guys
blast
very
having you
much. Thank you.
guys. Dean Johanesen and the 24-Hour Men.
Bob Wills tune called Miles and Miles of Texas. Born in Louisiana, down on the old bayou, raised on shrimp and catfish, mama's good gumbo. Got that rambling feeling, said goodbye to Ma and Pa. Crossed that old Red River, and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, stars up in the sky. Well, I saw miles and miles of Texas, gonna live here till I die. Started taming broncos, I made every rodeo, until I met a tough one, you know, his name was Devil Joe. Grabbed hold of that bridle just to ride his old outlaw. He threw me from a saddle and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, stars up in the sky. And I saw miles and miles of Texas, gonna live here till I die. I rode up to Austin, the cradle of the West. Just ask any cowboy and he'll tell you it's the best. I met a Texas beauty, I got friendly with her paw. I looked into her big blue eyes and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas, gonna live here till I die. Here we go. One, two, three, four, one. Set 'em up and break 'em down, the greatest show around, ends in and out of town tonight. Go move your funny bones, take it from a sound to the megaphone, sit at home humming when you hit the road, alright. Red light, good night. It's rumored, my dear friend, that some folks will meet their end, sliding down the rails from town to town. You had better pull your weight, or the heavy hand of fate will throw you out the boxcar to the ground. Red light, good night. Set 'em up and break 'em down, the greatest show around is in and out of town tonight. You'll move your funny bones, take it from a sound to the megaphone, sit at home humming when you hit the road, alright. Red light, good night. Old Camel got the jade from the walkers he did take. Tried our best to keep it down and low. Rumors of a disease and they spread with careless ease, bringing certain someone's in the know. Red light, good night. Set 'em up and break 'em down, the greatest show around is in and out of town tonight. You'll move your funny bones, take it from a sound to the megaphone, sit at home humming when you hit the road, alright. Red light, good night. Topsy got the juice from a madman on the loose, the shocking truth the wizard used to prove a petty point. What was it he did say about nonviolence in his day? Let it be shown that actions pulse more true than words. Have you heard? Red eye, red light, set 'em up and break 'em down. Look greedy, show around, ins in and out of town. You'll move your funny bones, sing it from a sound through the big phone. City home humming when you hit the road, alright. Red eye, red light, good night. Red eye, red light, good night. Red eye, red light, good night.